Authority on Education, one of Tony's groundbreaking educational events was the teaching of 9,000 school students at the Royal Albert Hall in London. He is also the founder and president of the Brain Trust charity. The aim of this institution is to maximize the ability of each and every individual to unlock and deploy the vast capacity of the human brain. Tony has also coached many Olympic athletes and gold medalists. To share with us the power of mind mapping as an essential skill for life, please join me in welcoming the inventor himself, Mr. Tony Buzan.
Good afternoon. I am Tony Buzan, and I am here primarily because you, the 1,000 of you, are going to help other people empower themselves. And therefore I am particularly interested in being with you to help generate the power that you have, what is known as human resource, what is known as human intelligence, what is known as the brain. So I'm going to survey, first of all, to find out how many of you are, for good reasons, why you are here, why what you do, and who you really are. So, how many of you are thinkers? How many of you are thinkers? Isn't that fascinating? Hesitation. How many of you have been to a good school? A good school? Okay. How many of you do have children? Okay. How many of you send and have your children in good schools? Okay. How many of you have done mind maps? How many of you have not done a mind map? Marvelous. I will introduce you today to mind maps, and I'll give you the pathway forward so that you can learn what a mind map is in more depth. How many of you are scientists? $999 not. Think about it. How many of you are poets? How many of you are not poets? Okay. 995. How many of you are poets? How many of you are artists? How many of you are not artists? Well, 950. 1,000 people interested in spreading good news around the world. And what we've just discovered here is that the world now is in trouble, is it not? Because you are people who are inspired by the nature of human resource. You love the idea of communication. you are promoting, marketing, innovation, super communication, and yet 1,000 of you primarily are not poets, not artists, not thinkers, not scientists. So please begin to think, where are we? Where are we going to be? How many of you are mindful? Aha! How many of you are not mindful? So we now know that nearly all of you are mindful. You said so. You've indicated that you are not mindful. So what does mindful mean? What does it mean to you? Because you know you are. So mindful people are people, obviously, who don't write poetry, not artistic, not artists, not curious, don't explore. Think. I was speaking yesterday to a group of 60 leaders, and they were talking about science and the nature of it, and thinking about thinking. And the key word that emerged in that conversation was metacognition. Metacognition. Metacognition being thinking about thinking. Thinking about thinking. And that is what we are doing today. We're going to be thinking about thinking. So I will take you on our tour, and I can let you know that I would love to be here for another 50 days, because what we have to talk about together and to talk about with everybody else around the world is vital. Those of you who know something about science know that there was an enlightenment. How many of you have heard about the Enlightenment? Hardly anybody. The Enlightenment was where all the poets, all the scientists, all the leaders, all the top business people, all the philanthropists, all the religious leaders, all of them combined and gave rebirth to the potential and to the power of the human being. That was a renaissance. How many of you know of the Renaissance? Yeah. The rebirth. And the dawn of science, the Enlightenment, was where those people formed together gigantic teams. And there was light everywhere. There was knowledge, there was life, there was energy, there was love, there was passion, there was compassion. The Enlightenment. I am suggesting that now we are entering the endarkenment, the age of endarkenment, that we are becoming digitalized. That of 1,000 people, no artists, no poets, no scientists, none who are investigating biology, anatomy, the systems of us, the universe, the atoms, the molecules, the stars. No, I'm not interested in that. Interested in whatever I'm interested in. So team, you are a team. I discussed this yesterday, that a team is a group that has a vision. And you are a team because you have a vision of your own self-development, of your human resource growth, the evolution of it. So the evolution of thinking is monitored by the mind map, and we will now explore it. This is an introduction of me. You've heard this kind of stuff. Good introduction? Yeah? Good slide?